town of Mons in southern Belgium. Its city square and Gothic clock tower are much as they were when soldiers from the British Expeditionary Force arrived here on August the 22nd, 1914. Their goal was to delay the German invasion of France. They faced the German First Army under General Alexander von Kluck, a force twice their number. The BEF included 8 infantry and 4 Irish cavalry battalions, some 15,000 Irish-born soldiers in total. One of the cavalry battalions was the 4th Irish Dragoon Guards. They were scouting down this road north of Mons when they spotted a German patrol. Colonel Edward Thomas from Neenah, County Tipperary, fired the first shot by a British soldier on the Western Front in this war. That event is commemorated here. This canal marks the front line in the first battle of the war between the German and British armies. At a bend in the canal are 2 bridges, Auberge on the right and Nemi Bridge on the left. It was at Nemi Bridge that the first Victoria Cross of the war was won, and it was won by an Irishman. Lieutenant Maurice Dees from Cool County, Westmeath was in charge of a machine gun company section with the 4th Fusiliers. They were tasked with holding Nemi Bridge. They held up 2 battalions of German infantry for several hours. In doing so, they also made themselves a target. Lieutenant Dees continued to hold his position when most of his section were killed or injured. In doing so, he was mortally wounded and died that day. His place was taken by Private Sid Godley, who also won the Victoria Cross. The Germans entered Mons that evening at 5 p.m. and the BEF was forced to retreat. Somebody had to cover that retreat. That somebody was Quartermaster Sergeant Thomas William Fitzpatrick from Cork. At around 1:30 p.m. he gathered 50 cooks, drivers and storemen from the 2nd Royal Irish Regiment together, and they held this crossroad. Their stand is marked by this Celtic cross, erected after the war. Shortly after the battle, a story appeared in a London newspaper. British soldiers were reported to have seen bowmen from the Battle of Agincourt in the skies over Mons, holding the Germans at bay as they sought to escape overwhelming odds. So began one of the great enduring myths of the First World War, the Angel of Mons. Many of the dead from Mons are buried here in Saint Symphorien Cemetery. It is one of the few cemeteries on the Western Front where British and German soldiers are buried together, in this case side by side. Dozens of Irishmen killed on that day or shortly afterwards are also buried here. It contains the grave of the first British soldier killed in the war, Private John Parr, the last British soldier to die, Private George Ellison, and the last Commonwealth soldier to die, Private George Price, killed at 2 minutes to 11 on Armistice Day. At 5 a.m. on the morning of November the 11th, 1918, the town of Mons was liberated by Canadian soldiers. They marched forward, back down this road again. At 11 a.m. they stopped here. Across the road is a place 4 years previously where Colonel Edward Thomas had fired the first shot. The distance from here to there is a matter of meters, but it can be measured in millions of lives.